Imagine you take a man and fill his life with restrictions and chain his desires and call it morality. This is where a man is taught not to think but to obey. And what do you think happens when this man finally decides to live his life? Eventually, chain snaps, and what rises among the shattered beliefs is ta 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 ta. This is the story of Gandhi Mahan, breaking out of rules, of guilt, of legacy, of restrictions in life. From the vision of Karthik Subaraj, he is known as a genre alchemist और a genre building storyteller in Tamil cinema. आप इनकी मूवीज को तो देखे ही होंगे, पिज्जा, मर्क्यूरी, पेट्टा, जिगर ठंडा और हाल ही में आई रेट्रो. और अगर आपने मूवीज को देखा है तो यू मे स्टार्ट टू फाइंड a common thread in each of his movies. His characters. His characters live in gray zones, broken, human, and conflicted. You start to notice that his heroes are not clean and his villains are not too evil. Both of them are equally correct as well as equally wrong. But if you watch his movies a bit attentively, then you may find the influence of Tarantino in his work. The non-linear storytelling, over-the-top yet human violence, genre-building narratives, stylized monologues, cool as hell characters with deep flaws, and maybe many more. These both filmmakers love pushing the heroes into darkness and let them enjoy the power within it. Now let us dive into the world of Mahan, but before that, let me give a warning that there will be spoilers ahead. So if you haven't watched this film, this is your sign to watch it. That being said, Mahan is one of the boldest and most emotionally led Indian films in recent years. It shows us a man unraveling, rebuilding, and redefining himself without ever asking for our sympathy or easy redemption. Unlike every typical gangster story, where the hero risks it all, loses something dear, let go of some internal baggage, then rises to power, Mahan does all of this. In fact, Mahan does all of that in just its first act. The fall, the transformation, the moral letting go, it happens so fast, it feels like we skipped an entire movie. But that's the point. Mahan isn't interested in glorifying the climb. It's about what happens after the rise. What happens to Pushpa, Raj or Rocky Bai after they build their career or empire. Then comes the fall. The fall so hard, it lands perfectly on the face. Not the cinematic kind, but the raw fall, where the empire starts to rot within. The man who once declared freedom from idols now finds himself stoking on the cost of that freedom. But, there's always a but from where you could rebuild your empire. Here, man doesn't just give you a clean comeback, it gives you a man who refuses to stay fallen. So now let me give you crux about all this Rama and Mahabharata. So the story follows Gandhi Mahan, son of the leader of liquor ban protests, who achieves Gandhian values. But Mahan, he doesn't just inherit those values, he gets buried under it, where he can't even watch Hollywood movies as it involves violence. From outside, he's a family man, a quiet rule follower, but every frame tells you he's faking it. This isn't peace, it's internalized suffocation. But on his birthday, he doesn't just taste liquor, he tastes freedom. Freedom after 40 years. For the first day in almost 30 years, he lives his life up to himself and meets his childhood friend Satyavan and his son Rocky, Rakesh Christopher, who apparently used to be a student. But this was just a start for the fall of Gandhi Mahan. Due to tasting liquor, he lost his wife, his family. Now remember this point because this becomes a starting point for someone's life. And he loses his job, his respect, his purpose of living, where he had followed every rule for almost 40 years but erased his entire reputation in just one night. जहाँ अगर बाकी मूवी से कंपेयर किया जाए तो this was his breaking point, his fall. But Satyavan doesn't see a failure in him. He sees an opportunity और potential जहाँ दोनों एक साथ मिलकर अपना लिकर का बैंड प्रोड्यूस करते, which blows up, making them kings of the empire, introducing them to MLA Gnanam, who apparently is the childhood friend of these two.
सत्यवा ए गांधी बघा
And they start to cook some dirty tricks, promoting the liquor brand, making him CM, funding him, murdering people without letting Satyavan know. And this goes on and on. But one day, Nanam shares an idea of monopoly, meaning to produce liquor for other brands in light amount. But Satyavan says no, which hurts Nanam and he cancels the liquor license and humiliates them. And they, being the kings of the liquor industry, also humiliate him, which hurts Gnanam's ego. Now, this was basically the first act of the film. So the first half of the movie was pretty decent. It shows the character growth of Gandhi, people he's dealing with, shows his rough times, his weakness, his smartness. So overall, the first act of the movie was good. But the second half, like whole second act, was fire. They were literally outshined Gandhi. मुझे लगता है कि this first act was just the setup. The movie actually starts from the second act. तो आपको याद है मैंने आपको एक चीज़ याद है तुमको कही थी, वो गांधी's first drink. तो उस वाले पार्ट को थोड़ा जूम इन करिए तो वह हुआ कुछ यूँ था कि उसकी फैमिली से छोड़ने से पहले वह एक सीन हुआ था, which results into Satyavan and Rocky getting physical with Gandhi's wife. Physical यानी हाथापाई. And this frames into the eyes of Dadabai Naroji. Dada. सन ऑफ गांधी भान। अब ये बनता है पुलिस ऑफिसर जो इनके जैसे लोगों का ही बैंड बजाता है। अब दादा का गुस्सा और ज्ञानम के रिवेंज के प्लान में दादा स्टार्ट एग्जीक्यूटिंग एवरी मेंबर ऑफ दिस एम्पायर। स्टार्ट्स विद द मेंबर हु किल्ड द पुलिस ऑफिसर हु वाज बिहाइंड देम। देन एंथनी। अब तक तो ठीक चल रहा था। गांधी को पता था कि दादा उसका बेटा है पर वो कुछ कर नहीं पा रहा था। As he accepted those Gandhian values, but situation gets out of control when Dada encounters Rocky. अभी कोई एरा गहरा नहीं था जो सत्यवान का बेटा था। Now this death shook everyone. पानी अब सर के ऊपर जा चुका था जहाँ गांधी goes full on rampage to kill Nanam. As everyone knows, he started this. But here comes the trick part. Nanam kidnaps Dada and now Gandhi has to kill Satyavan to set Dada free. Now this goes a bit emotional, but Gandhi pulls this off and saves his son Dada. Now according to me, this was the end of second act. But here comes the twist. दादा कभी किडनैप हुआ ही नहीं. This was all his plan to get revenge on his dad. Gandhi goes devastated, gets filled with guilt, realizes what he has done, and starts to cook something. Where he sends Dada to kill Gnanam, saying he has also kidnapped his mom. But in the end, Gandhi makes a move. He wipes the liquor empire from existence, puts his son's name in the blacklist, donates all the wealth to charity, and vanishes into obscurity. तो इससे आपको कहानी के बारे में थोड़ी बहुत नॉलेज तो मिल गई होगी. So now let me deconstruct it. So masculinity here isn't about strength, it's about failure. Every man in the story is broken by the system, by ideals, or by revenge. Every man in Mahan believes he's doing something right, morally, ideologically, emotionally. But the very pursuit of rightness pushes them into wrongness, not just ethically, but humanly. Now this is the film where there's no any particular villain, unless Nana is the root cause for this. Ignoring each character is right and each character is equally wrong. What matters here is perspective. अब थोड़े लोगों को गांधी विलेन लग सकता है तो थोड़े लोगों को देवा विलेन लग सकता है. All here matters is the perspective, and this is what Karthik Subbaraj is known for. The choice for villain and hero is left on the audience. तो that's my time. वीडियो अगर जरा सी भी पसंद आई हो तो वीडियो को सब्सक्राइब और चैनल को लाइक करना बिल्कुल मत भूलना. ये क्या बोल रहा हूँ मैं. वीडियो को लाइक और चैनल को सब्सक्राइब करना बिल्कुल मत भूलना.